Hey everybody, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is Ten of Swords, and we also have Two of Swords, and we have Death. All right. Okay, so having Ten of Swords is something that goes down. Having Two of Swords can be, well, this happened, so now what do I want to do about it? And having the Death card can be maybe a choice that's going to be made of maybe like putting an end to something or saying that the situation is going to have to evolve somehow. I think that the Death card doesn't have to mean an end to a situation, although it can be. It can be the end to a way that you had been thinking before or a way that you had been doing things before. It's going to show that the cycle is ending. An aspect of a cycle is ending. And you get to decide whether, like, just how much of that it actually is. Sometimes it can be a whole situation. Sometimes it can be pieces of a situation that you don't want to continue anymore. Based off of what's happened, you can say, I don't want to set myself up to be in this position anymore, so I need to do something about it. What part of this do I need to do something about? Is it the whole thing? Is it part of it? What's going on here? Nonetheless, something is going to be changing. Something. If not everything. I was seeing Leo and I was also seeing Aquarius, I'm seeing Scorpio, and I'm also seeing Virgo here. Having Two of Cups and having the Hermit is about thinking about you, thinking about your relationship with yourself, thinking about the vision, I think, that you have for your life. When we have something big like the Death card being here, this can be about things that are changing within your relationship with yourself, and it can be the stuff that needs to come to an end so you can feel closer with yourself, so you can feel like you are coming back to that place where you feel like you're in union with yourself. And so what's getting in the way of that? And I think figuring this out. When we have Hermit there, it can mean that maybe this isn't super straightforward and it's something that you need to sit and think about what you want to do here. And this can also be like, it's going to be with me and myself, what do I want to do here? It can be with me and in this relationship, within this relationship, what do I want to do here? See how Hermit's looking at the Two of Cups? It's going to begin with your relationship with yourself, and I think what you want for yourself, what feels right for you, and what is going to feel like I'm with myself here rather than abandoning self. And seeing if that has been happening and then correcting that. And this can also be you looking at a relationship and saying what to do here. It's going to allow your relationship with yourself to evolve. And it can also mean that something is evolving within a relationship with you and another person. You can feel some ways too, like enough is enough as well. I think emotionally things have been changing. Figuring out where you stand within all of this. I think too that when you go through something that's the Ten of Swords, it can feel like just a lot to process. And so having King of Cups here, this is the part of you that's going to process through this and allow you to pull off what you want to be pulling off here. And I think look at this from a grounded perspective and say this is something that needs to happen. It can feel like this, it can feel like that, it can feel overwhelming, it can feel like something I don't want to do, or at least my ego doesn't want to do, and at the same time I know that this is the best. I know that this is for the best. And so I think that this is about whatever emotions come up when you're in the energy of the King of Cups, you're not going to be persuaded by something emotionally that you don't want to be persuaded by. So you can feel scared, you can feel resistant, you can feel sad, you can feel relieved, all of the things that you can feel. It feels like still knowing what you need to do here regardless of that. So it doesn't mean not feeling anything. You feel all the things that you're feeling, and also you still do what you need to do here. And that means too letting go of what we need to let go of, seizing what we need to seize. Allowing ourselves to develop through this. And you can say that you're developing and you're growing emotionally. That this is allowing you to continue that part of your journey. Now I'm seeing Ace of Wands here. It looks very much like it's presenting itself to you. I feel kind of like the Ace of Wands is a cookie being dangled in front of you. Like, don't you want to go in this direction? And it will be something that you see as like a growth mindset that this is connected with. And I think to allow things to accelerate a bit on the emotional front too. You look at an opportunity and say growth is possible there, that is a potential. I think rather than looking backwards and trying to go back into something that feels maybe redundant at this point, you can say like, I'm just trying to look forward here with this, so that things can keep moving. Interesting. Ace of Wands and the High Priestess. I'd say that this is something that would connect you further with yourself. This is something that can reveal deeper truths to you. This is also something that maybe it's like more of a private journey that you're going to be starting. I'm seeing the High Priestess come through, and it looks like High Priestess is offering the Ace of Wands to King of Cups. So what does that mean? Getting more in touch with yourself. This is an opportunity for you to get more in touch with yourself. And I think beyond just surface level emotions, this is about really understanding yourself on a spiritual level. And that's what this opportunity is providing you. So it can bond you more so with yourself. It can get the things out from in between. And so you can cultivate a deeper connection. If that's what you want. If that's where you're ready to go. You could have some stuff going on mentally that could possibly impact this. This feels like the difference between your higher self coming through and posing something to you, and then I think your shadow coming through and almost like trying to mess that up. Like, don't listen to the High Priestess. It feels like maybe the part of you that wants to avoid change a bit here can be the part of you that's like, you're not ready for it when maybe you actually are. Can we get another one for Seven of Swords, please? Seven of Swords feels like something that would keep you restless, unsettled, not allow you to ground, not allow you to mentally still, and also something that would sort of blur your vision of where you're trying to go. and create unnecessary conflict. Seven of Swords would ultimately have you not listen to the High Priestess. It's like when somebody poses as being helpful, but they're actually giving you the opposite of helpful advice. That's kind of how the Seven of Swords would work in this instance. The High Priestess is coming through and offering you this opportunity, and Seven of Swords just feels like anything at this point that would, I think, sabotage that, but in a mental way. And it would have you not listen to, I think, really the advice of your soul here, your heart and your soul, and your third eye. This can also be wanting to get you involved in, okay, so another way that this can be is that this can be something that maybe there's an appeal. You could possibly go down the road of something presenting itself that you may want to keep secretive, and it can also like build a type of power that that would not benefit you to do that. Because High Priestess can sometimes be doing something more secretly, so it can be an opportunity possibly that you would move in the direction of, and it can be something where it feels like the power of keeping a secret, but in a way that actually like disempowers you energetically. So that's something to be mindful of too. Like if you see a path that you could go down, maybe there's like a better way to do this and a way maybe not to do this too. Like maybe there's an opportunity that you want, and maybe there's a part of you that's like, well, if I did that, I wouldn't, I would like hide it. Maybe something like that. And that can be something to be mindful of too, because having that Seven of Swords there, I feel like this is shadow energy. I do kind of get the feeling of like, there's nothing wrong with the opportunity that's presenting itself here from the High Priestess. It feels like the way that it's gone about, maybe that can be more so this. And I feel too like you really can, I think, deceive yourself if you want to. I think there can be a part of you that's looking at things and maybe wants to avoid what the High Priestess is telling you here. Like, I wonder too that if you don't totally cut out what needs to be cut out, maybe this is something that will get in the way of something emotionally for you that you would want otherwise not to be ruined. Like it can maybe be wanting to seize something without doing the proper preparation steps, and maybe trying to get out of doing like the hard parts of that, and then it could possibly influence the direction of what you're grabbing hold of next, the direction that you're going next. But you would have a feeling not to do this. That's the thing. Like your conscience or your intuition would be warning you about this, and you have the choice whether you listen to it or not. And it feels like that's going to determine something important here. This can also be avoiding pressing pause if that's needed. To be influenced by the shadow, to be influenced by your higher self. whatever this was that happened, I feel strongly like this will allow you to connect more deeply with yourself. And it can be with another person too. That can also be part of it as well. And needing to make the choice whether you follow your higher knowing here or not. Because there definitely can be a piece of you that you may want to move forward, but again, I get this feeling of like maybe trying to get out of having to do the work that needs to be done here, and the work being the Death card. It means that if things need to be cut out, that actually is needed here, but there can be a part of you that like wants to maybe not have to do that. Or is like, well, can I take the opportunity without having to do that part? And it's a no-go, because I'm seeing the shadow here. So it's something that you want to be mindful of. Like, are these thoughts coming from a place that is feeling an empowered place within you, or a shadow place within you? And looking into that and seeing. Because you may have already been through things where when you listen to your shadow, you see what happens. And this can be avoiding needing to do things that need to be done. Again, having Death card can mean that there are things that need to be cut out, there are things that need to be done, you need to let go of things, or you need to change things, you need to take action. And Seven of Swords can be that part of you that's like trying to, I think, really take an opportunity without you doing it the right way. And this feels like the work that needs to be done beforehand. And it will end up, it feels like soiling an opportunity for you that I don't think you would want that to happen otherwise. Because shadow will come through, and where you have the Two of Cups, that can be you feeling much more merged in your natural state with yourself, like very much on the same page. Your shadow is going to come through and propose something that will actually distance you from yourself. And so there's an opportunity here for you to maybe like do the right thing, or to grow, and or to grow emotionally, to allow yourself to evolve, and for things to sort of fall into place. And then there's that part of you that may want to fight against it, just because this may be asking you something difficult, and it can be something that there's a part of you that's like, how do I avoid this? But this is about also, the King of Cups is a part of you that can see you doing that and say, no, we got this. We can handle this. It's going to maybe be challenging, and also I'm capable of doing this. I believe in myself and where I stand emotionally, and I can ground myself, and I can center myself, and I can do what needs to be done, because that's what sits right with me, and that's how I want to be doing things here. It feels like, or you could maybe go about doing this in a way that would not feel like that, and that's really it. Like, this feels kind of like a bit of a karmic test moment, where it's like, which way are you going to go with this? And the thing is that what is being like advised to you by your guides and by your higher self, like that really is, I think, the path to take, the most straightforward, even though it may be more challenging to do that. And the other path is going to be something that's just going to create a lot of problems, and you get to choose. But sometimes too, when we take the path of the shadow, we also learn things that end up reinforcing that it's always better to take the path of the High Priestess. But if that's not something that has been learned yet at this point, then we do pick the shadow, and we do go through those lessons until we are, I guess, like reformed in that way. And that being what this is. So it's really just all about what you want, I think, at the end of the day here, and how you're going to choose to move forward with this. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.